Wind access devices actually were part of the national grid, but they turned spare usage back into the grid, and therefore the rate structure was a little bit better and more palatable for them. They defined wireless access devices as wireless antennas as telecommunications access devices, and then came back and told us we don't have a rate structure for that, even though it was minimal 14-watt draw, 24/7, 365 days. We would have to petition the ICC for a brand new rate structure. It's an 11-month process. And then on the municipal-owned building density, we realized that Aurora had transformed the west side with new growth, new roads, new developments. And the majority of the houses and the residents that were in our lower socioeconomic wards didn't have city-owned assets, but the ones that were there were the ComEd poles. So we struggled in closing a digital divide based on the fact that the density of the ComEd poles that was giving us the trouble to deploy tended to be in those very communities that we were trying to solve the problems for. Again, another gotcha that we could not have predicted. And last but not least, or at least our stealth move was that if you read the papers, well, for those of you in the mid-central states, it was suggested that some major exchange companies will no longer give you pole attachment agreements unless you're a certified CLEC. And so our stealth move along the way was, while everybody else was trying to work through the municipal wireless side, we went and we filed with the Illinois Commerce Commission what we call our Certificate of Service Authority, and was granted permission to compete with those very folks that were trying to shut us down. And we were approved at January 19th of 2007. So if in fact we want to roll out a full-blown CLEC and become a competitive local exchange carrier, we could do so, and we have the rights by the Illinois Commerce Commission. So make sure you study your CapEx versus the OpEx models. Make sure you've baked in, as Ash said, the technology refresh intervals and upgrades. Look at what happens when problems occur. Who's going to be your help desk partner? Will it be your manufacturer? Will it be your service provider partner? Or will it be you in City Hall? Look at the wireless side of this, the ISP side, and make sure there's good service and customer care. Community education. I'm happy to say that as part of our initial plan, we did what Ash suggested needed to be done. And that's what we created, the Aurora Community Technology Foundation. We've got a refurbished computer program, and we had a mandatory parent-child relationship go through an 8-week class on Saturday mornings for an hour and a half. And in our case, it was a bilingual Hispanic English class to teach them about the goods and the bads of an open access internet capability. And then make sure you continually redefine your public perception of success or not. So in my summary, I'd say understand that these 6 things are things that you have to consider up front and you have to have the answers for. And always remember, politics is more difficult than physics. Thank you.